Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Squatch and Yeti Show. I'm Squatch,
I'm Yeti.
and we're here for episode 6.
Yeah.
And man,
It's been a rough couple weeks, I'd say. We've been a little postponed.
we had to take a week or so off due to, health issues. We work in healthcare, so
Yeah, there was it whatever strand of COVID? We had
COVID 38.5 or something.
nice little outbreak come available in our little segment of the world, and it took a hold of me pretty heavily. I had all the symptoms, man. Like I had fever,
Dude, I think
migraine.
you come up with a few new symptoms.
I think maybe. I don't know. Like I was shortness of breath, fatigued, everything. I had everything. I was vomiting, diarrhea, dude. I was not in a good place. And top that off, I didn't have a way to go anywhere, which you know this, Squatch, because like I had to get you to get me some groceries because my vehicle was inoperable, so to speak.
The Squatch and Yeti Show is, I'm guessing, going to be known for being plagued with health issues and car trouble.
Yeah. It was turnabout's fair play, I'm assuming. We did our fair share, and now it came back to get us, but it's working out. I think it's working out.
But so, man, besides, COVID and all that, I mean, I see you're feeling a lot better.
Feeling a heck of a lot better. I do have a lingering cough, which I'm going to go ahead and apologize now. If you hear me cough, you might want to turn down your volume just a little bit. Turn it down on whatever you're listening on, because it might be a little loud. I don't have quite little coughs. I'm sorry.
I will attempt to remove what I can in post-production.
That would be appreciated. Yeah.
But so you've had, I know you've had like a crazy few weeks. You've
I was gonna
passed
ask
your
you.
GED test,
Yeah.
got your COVID stuff.
Yeah, vehicle died on me.
You've been
and
passing all kinds of tests lately.
passing a lot of tests, and you weren't feeling too good either, were you?
No, before everyone started getting COVID, which I may have got it before everyone. I don't know.
Pretty sure you're the one that gave it to everyone.
Maybe. I don't know. One weekend, Friday, I was fine a couple weeks ago, and then
Because
Saturday, I was like hammered dog shit.
I'm not trying to be like, oh look, a tour bus, and throw you in front of it, but like shortly after your little sick escapade at work, like we all of a sudden like came down with stuff, and I'm not trying to point fingers. Like again, I'm not trying to, like I said, throw in the bus, point fingers, whatever you call it, but like either if you didn't, I think one of the visitors who came, they might have plagued us, but definitely, dude, it's been a rough couple weeks. Today, I actually got my car fucking fixed. Go ahead and drop that disclaimer of cursing and everything. We do curse. We do talk about anything and everything that is taboo.
Offensive is our personality.
Yes. So, again, just want to say it's been a shit show, man. But I have prevailed. My wallet hates me, but it is what it is.
I know that feeling. With all your car trouble and everything, I just had to buy a car.
Yeah, you just dropped how much?
Oh, I think it was like $250 to get it registered to my name.
Oh, I wasn't meaning like to get the vehicle, because you yourself were vehicle.
I had to pay like $3,000 out of pocket.
Yeah, but it's not a bad vehicle though, right? I mean, I rode it in here recently. It rides pretty good for an older model.
It's in the words of one of our favorite childhood movies, it's a nice, comfy SUV.
Did you just quote Grind?
Yes, I watched it last night.
Oh my god.
So before we get too far into this,
Is this a Squatch fact of the day?
My Bigfoot fact of the day. There are some people that believe Bigfoots, Squatches, and Yetis and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They have powers. Some people believe.
What kind of powers are talking about? Like
psychic powers, shape shifting, and are able to cross into different dimensions.
Well, we do shapeshift.
Yeah, we just get out of shape.
Yeah, that's shapeshifting. We went from being somewhat healthier to being
round.
I'm round. That's a shape. I'm shifting it. I'm like silly putty, Oh, that's a terrible thought. I need to get my belly on some newspaper and see if I can copy it. I don't want to do that. That's terrible sounding.
The hairiest Clayface
No.
cosplay ever.
Hairiest Clayface. Ugh. That's terrible. Fun fact about Clayface, he enjoys, what was it? Like live Broadway shows and musicals. If anybody out there who's nerdy enough and knows who Clayface is a villain in the Batman realm, and that villain enjoys musicals and Broadway shows.
Say in the Harley Quinn series, he actually plays Thomas Wayne in a play in Gotham. It's kind of hilarious, but
Yeah, it's a bit awkward. That villain who despises the Batman, is a notorious murderer and thief and other kinds of bad doings, is sitting there on the stage going, "Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling." It's a bit crazy. So that's
talking about Batman villains real quick, I saw this thing on TikTok. There's a rumor that actually, Tom Hardy, who played Bane, Venom, all that,
yes.
actually is an underground rapper as well.
What?
The name is something. His name he uses is ridiculous.
It's not 8 Mile, right?
No, it's not 8 Mile. Let me see. What was the name, real quick?
Interesting.
It was Frankie Pulitzer. Now, hasn't been like any confirmation from Tom Hardy, but on the TikTok video, like you can look at this guy Frankie and like it's got to be Tom Hardy.
Are you sure it's Tom Hardy, not just like a doppelganger out there?
So in like some of his music, they said like he uses like different accents and stuff.
Okay.
Which Tom Hardy is known for in his acting. I mean,
yeah, plays Alfie and Peaky Blinders. I mean, he's got some other ones out there too. Was a Legend where he's like a gangster, like he plays the twin brothers things. He's got their accents.
But he is really good at accents, so that's kind of where I'm like, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if it's not Tom Hardy, I will say check out Frankie Pulitzer. He's got some really cool stuff.
Sounds like a doppelganger to me.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of videos, like, people even in Hollywood are like, that's Tom Hardy. So, other random fact of the day.
Maybe it's from our multiverse theory. It's a future Tom Hardy or something that come back to try to be a rapper. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. Never know.
Bane dropping bars on Batman. I feel like if he is a rapper, I want to hear him do a diss track.
That's terrible.
About like Carnage or Batman.
Carnage or Batman? That's ridiculous. Maybe. Well, he does have that new movie coming up pretty soon, so maybe he'll rap in there.
He'll collab with Eminem on the next Venom soundtrack.
That sounds awful.
And not be about Venom at all.
That sounds awful. I'm not going to tell you right now. But there again, I'm not a big fan of rap, so.
Yeah. Well, so, we were talking about, dealing with COVID and stuff. And at work, I know we brought up a topic and kind of talking about how, during the original, like,
the kickoff,
COVID-19 stuff.
Yeah, the kickoff of the worldwide
I used
pandemic.
to say, was my phrase, worst zombie apocalypse ever. Everybody's just coughing, no zombies. All my years of Call of Duty for nothing.
So what you're saying is today's topic was zombies.
Yes, I want to know. I want to talk about like your theories, and I'll talk about my own on the zombie apocalypse.
I have so many theories on zombie apocalypse. Well, one particular one I fixate the most on.
Well, what's that theory?
Dude, you and I both work in the medical field. You should know this by now. Listeners out there, maybe this might blow your mind a little bit, but what if, and hear me out on this, what if dementia patients and like Alzheimer's and all that kind of stuff, what if that's just a really dumb, mild down version of like your very first zombies? Like really think about this. Your ma, your grandma, or whoever, your paps, your granny, my mammies, whoever's, whatever you call them, have dementia, and they don't know who they are, or like they are just going crazy and like they're being more aggressive, they're being more lethargic
like
and stuff.
Mammy goes from like, honey, don't do that to I'm gonna bite you.
Yes. How many times have you almost been bitten by somebody with high dementia in our line of work? And does it not trigger, okay, this is what it's like to fight a zombie?
I start actually replaying the rules from Zombieland in my head.
Do you better double tap everything and not the good kind of double tap? I mean, like the bang bang double tap or the stab stab something, because like, dude,
I just hear Woody Harrelson in my head.
what, you never anytime I think of Zombieland, I'm like, I never limber up. I never see a lion limber up before he takes down a gazelle. That's me right now. But dude, think about that for a minute. Like, is that not a little bit wild? And we're constantly trying to suppress it. So
I mean, it makes some sense.
it's terrifying to think about that. Working nights in our line of work, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
all night here.
Yes. Yes, and you hear them like just banging on the walls or the bed or whatever. What do zombies do, man? They're just sitting there. Bang, bang, bang. Bro, it's terrible. Think about that. Like, that's where it's going to start. That right there. I seriously think in the future, if we do have, which is probably going to happen the way the world's been going, when the zombie apocalypse happens, if it even does, it probably will, it's going to start in the medical field. Or maybe it's going to be out in somebody's crazed grandma or grandpa's fucking land where, like, grandma and grandpa just disappeared.
Well, I
like-
mean, most zombie theories, it comes from a virus, so it would obviously affect
What is
healthcare
dementia?
places.
What is dementia?
Not a virus, but I kind of get what you're getting at with it.
Yes, it's not necessarily a virus or whatever have you, but it is a disease from which literally you die from the inside out.
Yeah.
What does a zombie do? They die from the inside out. They lose their brain. They lose their own motor functions. The virus takes over, or disease takes over, and they start becoming a husk of what they used to be. Henceforth, why when people in any zombie movie, game, TV series, whatever have you, that's not your sister. That's not your brother anymore, Jason. You got to put them down. Dude.
I do know one thing when this whole zombie apocalypse starts. For those of you who haven't watched a lot of zombie movies and shows, find the guy with the button-up denim shirt.
What?
He's always like the great leader.
No.
Look all through like The Walking Dead. God, what's the one with Pedro Pascal? The series.
Last of Us?
Yeah.
I had to think for a second. I was like,
there's like
so many.
numerous like pictures all through Facebook and stuff of like
I'm going to try to
him,
find like the Dave Bautista kind of guys. What are you talking about? Like Army of the Dead on Netflix? That movie's amazing.
I want that tiger. I don't care about the
Why would
guys.
you want the tiger? Listen here, King Ezekiel. Calm down.
Hey, he was like my favorite character in
He was
Walking Dead for a
He
minute.
was an amazing character. We'll give him that. But, dude, shouldn't have gone that way. Shouldn't have gone that way. Anyway.
But yeah, no. So I kind of get like, I mean, dementia, the way it messes with your head. I mean, there's the way illnesses, whether they be mental, physical, viruses, all that way they work, they have to evolve over time. That's just, and they typically get worse. So I could see where in like
I
the
think
future,
we're hitting the puberty version of zombies right now.
Could
Like,
be.
So
I mean-
so to speak. I know puberty is probably a terrible word choice there to use for that, but dude,
I don't want a prepubescent or post-pubescent zombies.
I don't want zombies. Period. Like, just if you really think about like zombies and stuff, man. Like, how they don't touch it ever on any movie. I think World War Z, they did probably the best thing with Brad Pitt's World War Z thing, right? I think even the book World War Z, like they really touch on stuff in that whatever story, that line. What are you gonna do with like the bodies and everything, man? Because not just aside, let's break it down. Yes, you have them coming at you, trying to bite you, trying to do whatever and spread the infection, right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with the body after it's been dealt with? You now have to deal with a new issue. Yeah. Multiple new issues, because I'm sorry, but decaying corpses don't give off a pretty smell. They give off gases. They give off a stench. That stench is a gas. Millions and trillions of people becoming the undead. What are you going to do with the bodies? You are literally now their corpses. You can't burn them. That's going to cause pollution. You can't bury them because now you're saturating the ground with even more infectious stuff that can now sprout new issues, maybe potentially, through plant life.
Wood chipper?
That's the same thing. You're just spreading it out. You're mulching them out across the...
I mean...
But think about that. Like, what are you going to do with it? You can't just... There's no way to... I'm trying to think of the words here. There's no positive way of how to deal with them after you've dealt with them. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I see what you're getting at. I mean, I think personally the whole... I mean, you'd have to get a chamber, like a crematorium.
You would have to completely incinerate them entirely.
Yeah, I mean...
But you have trillions of corpses. There's no fuel on the planet enough to do such things. You would have infectious zones of, like, not necessarily like infectious zones of like them infecting you, and that's probably a thing too, but I mean like infectious zones, I mean just segments of the world you can't go to because of how toxic the air is. You can't even breathe even with a respirator because of how bad the chemicals and stuff would be from the decomposing corpses.
I mean, putting it like that, my thoughts are let's just send all the bodies to someplace like California, fence it off, say fuck it.
Fence it off, but you can't fence off the air. It's still going to go up into the atmosphere. It's still going to catch that little southern breeze.
But if we keep it allocated to one area...
Maybe. But that's what I'm getting at. Like, there's no viable way to deal with it. The world is going to end via the zombie apocalypse in one way or another in the event of a zombie apocalypse. Food for thought.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's puzzling to try to figure out.
Yeah.
But you know,
what that's my take on it. Like, what's your take? Like,
so first off, now that you've made the whole dealing with it seem super puzzling, I'm really hoping.
Hopening? I like that. It's instead of the happening, we're having the hopening. A lot of people hoping.
I'm hoping it does not happen especially in our country at the current state of it, because you know
it's more likely to happen in India. There's a lot of cannibalism over there.
I'm not gonna say names, but someone in control trying to help figure out, well, with the zombies and you know, zombies like brains like food, and I like McDonald's, and God bless America.
Oh, our fearless leader. With
Try not to get too political, but
with his flashcards,
so easy to make fun of.
He's already won. I think he's just got like the little nanobot in his head controlling him. Dude, I'm telling you, if you really think about it, if the zombie apocalypse was to happen, everybody has their way of dealing with it, right? Like, personally, how would you survive? Everybody has their means. Maybe one is more elaborate or more aggressive than somebody else's, but excuse me, there's definitely, like, you're still going to have those big issues because, again, I'm sorry, like, I'm taking over again here, but, like, what are you going to do with the bandits, the cannibals and stuff, the people like in The Walking Dead? Like, for instance, that's a great way to experience it through TV or whatever, which it's entertainment. Yes, I understand. But at the same time, a lot of that stuff is probably what would happen. There would definitely be segmented communities, and if not worse, the people trying to now take over because the world's in martial law. It's an anarchy.
I mean, watch any post-apocalyptic show or movie, whatever, whether it's Mad Max, The Walking Dead, there's always various camps trying to run things.
Yeah, and they're going to be at each other, and in between them trying to run each other, you're going to have the undead in between them. And what we all know what evolution does. Like, I think Zombieland was actually a really good indicator of this. When the sequel, the zombies became more advanced. They started, like, instead of being walkie-talkies, they started, like, actually thinking and planning and whatever have you. I'm like, dude, that's terrifying. And I honestly will have to say I think zombies are probably some of the like scariest creatures ever to come to sci-fi or horror or whatever have you. Like the way they just maim you, the way that they like it's just
They just
everything's
like
bad.
maul you with zero regard
Yeah,
for anything or whatever.
they could give a crap less. They just want to eat what's on your bones.
Pretty much. You know, I just realized this just now. We're sitting here recording an episode talking about zombies. The last time I was in a recording studio with a band, I was actually recording a song called Zombie Town.
What?
Yeah, Scott, my buddy, his first single was called Zombie Town. It was about meth heads. He referred to the meth pandemic as like a
remember
zombie
you
apocalypse.
saying that too. Yeah, I remember you like at the beginning of COVID, you'd be sitting there like, man, the meth head's about to start the zombie apocalypse too, because like they were freaking out.
Yeah. So that's actually one theory I have on how the
Continue.
zombie apocalypse thing could happen is because, drugs. Because I don't know if you remember the bath salt epidemic.
Yes, I saw a couple clips of like people like just becoming ungodly human.
like mauling people, like biting their faces and stuff. Like, so I worked with a friend and we were talking about taking, say, something like bath salts, but then what if it was mixed with a drug like methamphetamines or whatever that amps you up, gets you very aggro, but then if it also was mixed with something that increased cravings like marijuana.
That's not
So,
good.
I just gave the recipe for like the super zombie drug right there.
You probably, somebody out there would be like, oh, this guy has a good idea.
So, you get someone hopped up on all that and
I don't want to
They're
even think about that. Like,
doing that, and so it's a little bit less of the undead like zombies or whatever. But
so now it's
we've
like
seen
isn't that like the Will Smith I Am Legend type zombies, right?
kind of like, but it's like, you've seen how like crackheads, meth heads, and all that, they just go like completely ape shit when they need their fix.
Don't they get shot and like they just don't care?
Like, I've seen meth heads literally get the brakes beat off of them, and like get tomorrow or when their shit wears off, they might feel like crap.
Question:
But
how have you seen these meth heads?
dude, for one, we live in like downtown Methville.
I guess. I mean,
But two, like, when I used to work construction back in the day and travel all over Texas,
yeah.
I mean, the lady I worked for at one point, she owned like half of the projects in that town, like,
Okay.
and all the projects and the trailer parks.
I was thinking something more dark about Squatch here. I was like, Squatch.
Yeah, that's a different talk for another day.
Oh, what?
But-
What the fuck? Oh, we'll talk about that off the record. I think.
Little glimpse into the people I used to hang out with.
For shame.
But
Continue. Sorry.
like, people get hopped up on all kinds of drugs, and like they're just like they'll rob, steal, kill, whatever.
Yeah. I remember seeing a clip of some guy on, I think it was bath salts, and like the dude got smacked by a car going like 40, 50 miles an hour, got up and walked away like it was nothing. And like, what?
Yeah, so you imagine if someone took like bath salts and maybe laced them with fentanyl, which makes you get even higher and you come down faster and harder. So now you're going to want that fix more and more because you want to feel that really high again.
So what you're saying is like the drugs are like the brains, so to speak.
I kind of, so like the whole just raging violent zombie thing, like the bath salts cause, you mix that with like fentanyl where they're going to crave that. So when they're craving that, they're going to want to be like that all the time. And then when they're like that all the time, then you essentially have a epidemic of people doing that. And like, it's a little not like the traditional like undead zombies, but
Well, yeah, no, it's, I mean, heck, even what I was thinking, well, mine's closer to it than what you're saying, but like, yeah, that makes, I could actually see that probably being more realistic so than like the dementia stuff, or maybe this is something really scary to think about. Maybe it's a mix of both.
could be. I mean,
Like somebody with, like, this is like somebody who's not medicated properly with dementia and they're self-medicating with drugs, and like just a mix of the two creates the zombie. You see what I mean?
And I mean, like, dementia it's hitting earlier and earlier.
Yeah, I think I got some already starting.
I took care of a lady at a facility several years ago. She was like 40, 45 years old.
Dude.
Full blown dementia. Like,
I know like there's different stages of dementia and stuff too. And it's not always like they're just losing their
grandma
mind.
forgot who's the president.
Yeah,
No.
like they get pretty bad, and like sometimes like they get so bad like they have to be sent to psych wards and crap because like that's where like people being lobotomized and stuff from back in the day. Like that's what pretty much was happening. Like well, you're not right. Let me just pink. Okay.
Well, like, I had a patient years ago.
Got
He,
lobotomized. That's
didn't get lobotomized, but like when his dementia was flaring up really bad, there was like somebody visiting another resident, and he was over there. Now you better watch them boys over there. They're with the mafia. And he was like so wigged out every time they come in the facility because he had it in his head. These guys from a small town in Texas that probably couldn't even spell mafia were like in cahoots with the mafia. And I'm like, go. First off, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I work night shift. I'm like, go the fuck to bed.
They're in cahoots with the crawfish mafia.
But like, so you take like, I mean, this dude was like, if he caught us being friendly because they were visitors,
Yeah.
all night he would be trying to attack us when we took care of him.
Because he thought you were in cahoots with him.
My nurse was, talking to these people because they were another patient's family, and he's like, you're in cahoots with them, and she went to like reach for her blood pressure cuff in her pocket, and he thought she was trying to pull a blade, and he like socked her in the gut. And I mean, so you take those like crazy violent dementia tendencies and you mix them with crazy addictive drugs that cause you to be violent, like you said, self-medicating.
Yeah, dude, that's just that. There's probably people out there right now who are zombies. I'm gonna label it now. If I could get this trademarked, I would. Like, I'm pretty sure there's people out there who are already zombies. Like, maybe not in like the literal sense from what we know from like media and literature and everything, but like that's a zombie if you think about it.
Well, like, and I hate to make this, I'm not trying to sound like a dick or anything, but like, have you ever drove by like areas in big cities where it's like kind of like a homeless encampment or whatever,
and they're strung out on stuff, like and they're just like
I want to say it was either downtown, it was in either Dallas or Austin, one of them two.
I say my brother used to live in Dallas, and I remember I went to go visit him. Well, this has been a while back now because he's up in Tennessee now. But when I was visiting him in Dallas, like we were going to go see a concert, right? We kind of were trying to get there early. Dude, we went by this little downtown area, I want to say. It probably wasn't like downtown Dallas, but it was like this little clusterfuck of area where all it was, dude, it looked like homeless city. Like there was just tents everywhere, just trash everywhere. Like it was bad.
Yeah, I want to say, was it maybe Arlington?
I think it was close to Arlington.
Because I want to say the one I'm thinking of was in Arlington. Because I
know there's numerous ones up there. Like my brother was telling me about. Like he's seen a lot, obviously, because he used to live there. And dude, like I saw this woman. I'm surprised she even had clothing on the way she looked. Just like fully like grayed over, so to speak, eyes glazed, just staring up at the sky. I was like, what the hell, dude? And it reminded me of a fucking zombie. I was like, that's a zombie right there.
Yeah, see, when I was in like Arlington, with a guy that was like one of my mentors in music, Big Dave, we went up there because he was buying some sound equipment and he needed help loading it up. And he's like, hey, I want to say it was Arlington. It was it's like under a big like overpass, and there's like a downtown area, and he's like, once you go around this fence, roll the windows up, keep your personal shit locked up in the truck. I was like, okay, why? And like we go around, this woman literally, I mean, she's like full on walking down the road,
Just fucking
like probably like a heroin needle, or there's a needle hanging out of her arm, just flopping around, and she's like zombie shuffling, groaning. And a funny thing, this was probably 12 years ago, and Big Dave just goes, "Dude, it's a zombie, double tap."
bro. That's messed up. That's messed up. I think she double tapped the wrong way.
Yeah.
Dude, it's bad. That's bad.
But like, I mean, you will look at zombie movies and then watch drug addicts.
Yeah.
And very similar behavior.
And that's what I was saying, like with the dementia stuff, it's the same thing. Like how many times you see like dementia patients going, and like they're messing with nothing. But like, dude, it's not cool. It's really creepy.
Like working night shift. I remember back when The Walking Dead was like everybody's favorite show. It was like, I think Tuesday nights when the new episodes aired. So we would all on like the rooms where no one cared what was on TV because they would just sleep through it. We put The Walking Dead on so we could,
Kinda
watch it while we're making rounds.
Yeah.
And I remember with this lady that couldn't stand up. I'm not sure how she would get herself in her wheelchair. But she got herself in her wheelchair at like 3 a.m. And so we've been, watching The Walking Dead for, 2 hours at work while we're doing stuff. And all of a sudden, like, middle of the night, I just hear,
Bro. No.
And I'm like, I'm walking down the hallway, and it's kind of dark because we keep the lights low so they won't sleep.
She's just
and we're
crawling out of the room in her
she's
wheelchair.
like one leg shuffling, pushing her wheelchair, just making noises. And I was like, damn it, you gotta stop. And I'm like, okay, maybe nobody saw that. I look, my nurse is like hiding behind the desk. She's like, I heard that noise.
Bro.
It sounded like a zombie.
That's terrible.
I figure if it's going to start anywhere, it's going to start here.
Oh yeah. I really do think, like I said earlier, I really do think that the zombie apocalypse will start in one of two places. My primary one, the medical field, hospitals, nursing homes, wherever have you. If not there, it's gonna be your druggies.
Yeah,
Trying
drug
to get
and
that
homeless
fixed.
camps.
Yep, try and get that fixed, and they're gonna find something that don't fix them, but makes them a little bit more hungry.
The zombies coming up, growling at you. Hey, man, you got a 20.
Dude, so bad. So this is going to lead me to my question then is how would you, I don't know if you could even, could you prepare for it? I don't know if you could. How about this? Hypothetically, you're in your house, right? You got your kids and everything, whatever have you, and you just see breaking news like Shaun of the Dead. Like just the breaking news.
Yeah.
How you, like, what are you going to do when you see, like, breaking news, blah, 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 blah. They are cannibalizing. They're going to obviously be like, oh, they're cannibalizing. No, we all know what it is. It's a zombie outbreak. How are you going to prepare for it as fast as you can after seeing that?
Well, now you got me thinking Shaun of the Dead, and I really want to say, oh, we're going to go save Mom, and then we're going to have a go to the pub.
Be more, obviously, you're going to try to go actually save your mom if that happens. But like realistically, like what would you do? Like, be realistic.
Realistically, I would obviously reach out to my immediate friend, family circle, and make sure everybody's in contact and okay. And then I would, within that circle, try to figure out who's got a property we could go to with the tactical advantage.
Like home turf, so to speak.
Like I have an uncle that his house like sits up on a hill, and behind it there's like this big rock cliff behind it. So
you only
like,
got,
if somebody was to get up there and like
so you get like a vantage point, you can see things, and
and like you can't come at us from behind.
I mean, you could, but not. I mean, it'd be harder for.
I mean, unless we got like some rock climbing zombies, like.
I mean, if they're cracked up on shit, man, they might.
Who knows? True, but
that's what I'm trying to say.
It would be harder.
Yes, absolutely. It would definitely buy you some time, but that's what I'm asking. Like,
but place has like tactical vantage point. He also has like numerous places to put RVs, things like that, so everyone has housing. The house is fairly big. There's firearms out there, and most of the people I know have a fair collection of firearms.
So the firearms I would say you should not use on said zombies unless they are like, fast, aggressive ones. But like I feel like firearms would be more of a deterrent for other like people like bandits and such, and other people who are coming to try to take what you have, because that's a thing that would obviously happen.
Oh yeah,
I would save your ammunition for that.
I mean, firearms definitely, like if it was like a horde of zombies.
Yeah, I mean,
even then, like I'm gonna resort to like blowing shit up first.
How would you blow? Do you have stuff to blow things up?
I mean, right now you can Google how to make a pipe bomb.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, somebody's got a propane tank, stuff like that laying around.
Yeah, but that stuff's valuable resources to yourself.
Well,
so, like,
true, but it's also a valuable resource for saving yourself.
I get that. In the event of overwhelmed numbers, then yes.
But now if it was like...
I'm not going to take my propane tank that's been heating my family and feeding or helping us cook and stuff, and immediately, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Fuck you, zombie.
I'm not saying it's the first thing I would do, but
okay, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, so like...
I would resort to more primitive stuff, to be honest. Stone. It's everywhere. Sticks. It's everywhere.
I mean, sticks, stones, blades.
There's literally a song, Sticks and Stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me.
I don't know. Have you like talked to some kids in those Call of Duty lobbies? They say some pretty hurtful shit.
I get hurtful shit from you daily.
It's out of love, though.
Oh yeah, I know. But that's what I would do. I'm gonna go ahead and transition to me real quick. Like, I think going back to a more primitive state would probably be your best option.
Well, I think in that post-apocalyptic time like that, we would have to, because eventually we would run out of modern amenities.
Oh, absolutely, you would. But I'm referring to like just from the get up and go. Like, obviously, try to get hatchets and stuff that are going to be valuable in more situations than one. But like, you're definitely going to want to resort to like your primitive stuff like flint, stone, whatever have you. Obsidian would be an amazing thing to have in that time because it's such a versatile tool for a multitude of things. But like, did you really like those bushcraft guys? I think would have it pretty well. Like, they would be living their dream. Let's be honest. But bushcraft men would be like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. But I would try to set up some kind of security around, like, obviously like what you're saying, have people that we know, but there would have to be people on watch 24/7.
Well, partially, and like you would have to essentially build your little colony.
Yeah, you have to start from the ground up again.
Like, say if
I didn't think about the Mad Max thing though. That's kind of interesting thought that you've been saying that, and it's making me think. Like, I could totally see like the Mad Max scenario, so to speak, being mixed with like the zombie apocalypse, because like that's what would happen. Like, people would be
because
hoarding.
our world can't seem to get it together.
Oh, absolutely. Like, there's not a common enemy of the undead. It's you're all enemies, and what you have, I want. It's just overwhelming greed. So, but yeah, dude, the Mad Max thing is also really concerning because like you would have people out there like some of the factions in like The Walking Dead, like they would completely like just want to try to take over, do things their way. The things I'd be most concerned about, I think, would be like cannibals. Like, that was depicted very well in a few games I played, and in The Walking Dead, like, they're gonna be all sweet and innocent to like lure you in, and being in a desperate time, like, you're gonna like either be, one, extremely leery about it and not go, or two, you're like, I'm starving, I'm dying of thirst, I've got to make a move, and now you're somebody's fucking food. So like,
that's like, let's be real though, like in the apocalypse, like I can't, like, this sounds horrible, you can't totally like it's great to be leery of cannibals, but like you can't even like be like, oh, that's a totally horrible thing. And because if it was,
it's horrible if they're eating on your leg, is what I'm getting at.
Well,
like,
okay, but what I'm getting at is like, it's something like you should be leery about for the simple fact of, it's a totally realistic thing because
No,
we can all
we have
sit
cannibals
here.
nowadays.
We can sit here all we want and say, "Oh, I would never do this. I would never do that."
But in a trying time, it would be something different. Yeah,
I mean, like,
because I
you
think
you run out of.
cattle, chicken, like it's not going to be a thing. Like you're going to need to have meat.
I got to be honest. I might eat a person before I'd eat a dog. Let's be real.
I probably would as well.
Like, hear me out.
Depends on what kind
Well-
of dog. Actually, I mean, let me rephrase that. If it's like my personal dog I've had, probably going to have a real hard time killing little Betsy. But like, I'm just going to have a hard time. A stray dog, I might be a little bit more like, I'm getting hungry, girl. Like, I probably still wouldn't. I would definitely like cats, open menu. Rats, open. Probably not rats. Rats carry fucking more shit you don't want to deal
Yeah.
with. But you know what I mean, like squirrels and everything's bad. Really, just dude. There's not really anything good for you out there in that time. Like everything would be hunted to extinction because of people just trying to survive.
Yeah, and the horrible thing is, like, in a survival scenario, as we've seen with bullshit like toilet paper,
I was gonna say
people hoard. They
so
would
stupid.
first they would take all the food, and then once there was no food to take, then they would like overhunt, overharvest, and
now you're not just killing the ecosystem. You're quite literally the world. You're killing the planet.
like we live in a society where, I mean, so like hunting, back in the day, you went hunting to, oh well, I want you to kill a deer, feed my family for a few days, right?
Yeah.
But nowadays, like, we got people, even though they do eat the deer, it's still like such a sport. Like, they're gonna hunt until their freezer is overflowing.
Yeah. I mean, hell, we know some people like that already.
And like, I mean, not that I haven't reaped benefits of them people, because believe me,
I haven't ever gotten anything from them people. Bastards. Stingy bitches.
I've had
Could use some
friends
food
that
right
have been
now.
like, hey, I have near my freezer, I got a couple pounds of deer sausage. Hell yeah.
When the hell are you
But-
getting deer sausage you aren't sharing?
It's
Greedy
spicy.
bitch.
It's spicy. You don't like spicy.
Well, I'm sure they got some not spicy.
Venison's very gamey. It's pretty spicy.
What? You can
Yeah.
make venison not spicy and
I-
still get rid of the gaminess.
Like, my grandfather for years would not eat deer sausage because it was too spicy.
What do you mean by spicy? Like, I'm confused
Like,
on this.
it's just like the meat is, every bit of it I've ever had, just fresh out the package from the processing plant.
That's because they added stuff into it. A deer itself is not spicy, man.
I've never had any kind of deer meat that wasn't spicy.
Are you kidding me right now? Is we gonna change topic to about deer? Because like I'm telling you right now, a deer shit in the wood. Yeah, does a deer eat a jalapeno and also become a fucking popper? No, like
I don't know how it works, but every time in my life
they add
I've had deer
ingredients.
meat.
When a deer is processed, my guy, they add ingredients to the meat to help eliminate that gamey flavor. So that's why like they'll add a shit ton of pepper. They'll add jalapeno. They'll do whatever they want to. But it's just because I'm sorry, you're killing me. Like that's like saying, "Oh, I can't eat chicken breast. It's spicy." Like, you see what I mean? Like that's crazy, bro. Like
You're the one that can't handle spicy.
I can't, but even I know that's just a seasoning they add to the meat, my guy. You killing me. I can't.
So, either way, you are asking why ain't I been sharing, but as I just said, every kind I've had is spicy.
Well, that's why I said
So-
you can get not spicy deer meat. Be like, hey,
Well, I'm not the one at the processing plant requesting it or killing the deer.
Maybe you should be, okay? Because we both know, the pair of us, you definitely more manly than me. We're going to year
Listen.
one. Like, I would be a forager, like Michael Cera, out there picking the berries, and you be Jack Black, just hunting your other hunters.
So you can be the virgin we sacrifice.
I really hope. No, I'm not a virgin, so I think we're okay there. But if you're trying to circumcise me, all I have is the tip. Just let that be known. What? What? Sorry.
It's going to be a great new look. Everyone's going to love it.
Everyone's gonna love it. He'll catch on. He'll catch on. I'm sorry. I love that movie. It's so funny. So, I'm gonna start courting women that way too. I'm just gonna walk up and smack him in the head. That's not good. That's not. Don't do that. I'm just saying. Like, it was a hilarious scene in the movie.
We weren't gonna get canceled already.
We're for sure now. Oh shit! I needed that. Excuse me. The dude, like, if we really, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're thinking about it, like in the zombie apocalypse, whatever have you, like, it's gonna be. There are so many other problems that come from just the undead. However, they become undead. You probably drug overdose and or dementia or both. And like I said earlier, like, what are you gonna do with the bodies? There's nothing you can do. There's not. Like I mean, you can try to cremate them, but dude, like, you're just putting more pollution into the air, and now you're killing the ozone because of like the mass amount of pollution that's creating from burning bodies.
True, and
then like, if you're trying to survive, like, the animal population is going to be so drastically decreased, it's unreal. Plant population is going to be so decreased because there's not animal population to spread the seed of the said plant.
well, then you also have, like, as you're farming and all that. Say if it's a like whole undead thing, zombie apocalypse, and let's be for real, at some point that shit's getting in the animals, the water,
Yes.
the soil.
It's going to contaminates everything. It's
like,
that's
you're
the
gonna
other.
have a distillery just to boil down a cup of water.
Well, yeah, and then that's what I was going to get to next, was like, you're the primary thing that as humanity we need is water.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do for hydration? Yes, most of the planet is water, but guess what? It's not drinkable. How much, and like, when you're sitting there trying to boil it to get that salt out, you're left with a very minuscule amount of water. And guess what? It takes resources to even do that to that water to make it somewhat viable. It's a never ending thing, dude. Like, it's crazy to think about it. And that's what makes, like, dude, it's so scary to think about. Like, yeah, it's good entertainment, whatever have you, but in a real situation like that, I'm not gonna lie, I would rather be dead. And that's like, kill me once, I come back, kill me a second time, okay, cool. And that's something else I want to ask. Could you put down your friend or your loved one?
I mean, if I had to, yeah, because I mean,
I'm meaning, like, they got bit, right? They haven't turned yet, but they look at you. I need you to do this for me. I don't want to be like that.
so there was actually a few scenes in The Walking Dead and stuff where that did happen. And like,
could you do it though? Because you
if I had to, yes.
that's
I mean, it would tear me the fuck up.
Oh,
but like,
yes. Why?
I mean,
if it doesn't, you've got something wrong with you.
it's like, hey man, I got bit. Like, I'm fixing to turn. Thank God, because I've been ready to kill you for about 2 years now. I actually already have the bullet.
I think realistically, man, like, if you couldn't kill me, like, say for instance, we're surviving together, whatever have you, we somehow make it. If I've been bit and I'm about to turn, I would want you to put me down. If you couldn't, Shaun of the Dead me. Fucking use me. Lock me up, man.
I was gonna say, could I like pull a Michonne and like rip the bottom jaw? And,
but
like,
the beard's all
off?
I have. God damn it!
You won't care. You'll be undead.
Oh, bitch. At least put the jaw on top of my head, so it looks like I have hair
I'll
again.
just rip the teeth out. Okay.
That works. Would that work though?
I don't know.
Like, because you could technically still bite, right? But you wouldn't have the teeth.
So you couldn't break the skin, and
but you would still have the bottom bone of your jaw. That could break your skin. You would have to remove the bottom jaw.
I'll shatter your jaw. How about that?
That still doesn't help. I would still try to.
Okay, fine. You're losing the jaw, losing the beard.
Like I said, put the beard on
then-
top of my head, so it looks like I have hair again.
And then I'll do like Michonne did, like with her husband or whatever, and like basically put you on a leash so I can walk through the zombie horde safely.
I mean, you'd be fucking crazy if that worked. You'd be like, thanks, man. I'm sorry I fucking mutilated you, but you're saving my life.
Listen, you're helping me out. Next dead person we find, I'll get some like brains, puree them.
Brains and why would you puree them? Well, yeah, I would have the jaw.
Teeth. So
you gonna baby bird me? Just go, here you go, you one. You're
With a little dropper.
Here, you got a turkey baster, just turkey basting my. That sounds terrible. Jesus Christ, that sounded awful.
No way this conversation goes. We keep making horrible left turns.
I was thinking that little meme of that, like the little puppets, like here you go, birdie, you your juice. And then I'm like, no, he's gonna turkey baste me.
Why you got to make the noise though?
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That was fucking awesome. That was hilarious. But seriously, like, I don't know, honestly, if I could actually put down my loved one or friend or whoever. Friend, I could probably get away with a little bit easier. Like, dude, I have to, man. Like, I'm not gonna leave you like this. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Now, like a loved one, like somebody I've been like intimate with, somebody like say I'm with someone and that happens, like the whole Rick with his wife and shit, right?
Yeah,
dude, I don't know if I could.
No, like
I don't know,
my girlfriend, wife, whatever,
like
is gonna be
my mom or something, dude. I don't think I could.
No, I'm starting a zombie farm in the backyard for the loved ones.
Yeah, something. Okay, now you're just going full blown Herschel.
Like gonna like. In case of like attackers, whatever, move some out away from the house or whatever.
Eat another cough drop, try to help suppress this post-COVID cough, man. Maybe I'm turning into a zombie now.
Could be.
So, fun fact, I think I have tuberculosis. I only say this because we know we get TB tested at our job, right?
Yeah.
I can't get the test. I have to go and get x-rayed.
Didn't like years ago when we worked together, like you test positive though, or you whatever on the test.
Pretty soon I'm gonna be a Huckleberry. Yeah, I made a Tombstone reference. Fuck you.
I'm proud of you, actually.
Dude, I'm serious. Like that stuff. Like every day I'm sitting here coughing. Like when I had COVID, right? Mm-hmm. I was coughing so much I started coughing blood. My throat's sore and raw, you know, from coughing and whatever have you. I had a little like COVID fever dream where I could have swore like tuberculosis took over too, and I was laying here fucking dying, and nobody knew. Fun fact for that week of hell I went through. I do have tuberculosis. I'm not like contagious or anything. Or at least not that I'm aware. I'm pretty sure I'm not. If I was, it would be a thing.
I think that means like you're just like
I'm a carrier. Yes. But at the same time, with me having all these coughing and everything I've been doing, dude, it scares me because I'm like, I get in my head, which I overthink, you know this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, COVID was the key to the door. And it's like, here you go, TB. Go get him. And it's just, dude, it scares me sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Anyway. Just want to let you know why I'm coughing and like I'm sitting here freaking out now.
So, weird zombie apocalypse question.
What?
Taking this a little lighthearted here. Hear me out. It's the zombie apocalypse.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be a fucked up question. I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
It's the zombie apocalypse. You're trying to survive, maybe amongst your travels of survival. You wind up in Hollywood or whatever.
Okay.
You find your old like TV celebrity crush. She's zombied out.
No, I'm not fucking him. I knew what you were doing, and no, I'm not. Well,
yeah.
As a man, I feel like this is a question that is a very.
But it's the apocalypse, and maybe you haven't had none in like a year.
I was gonna say there was a movie, I can't remember what it was called, but a dude was like just jerking it to a zombie chick's tits, and I was like, dude, I could never. But then I'm sitting there and thought about it for a second. Men are still primitive, horny creatures. I don't think I would. That's like, would you have sex with a goat? Hell no. No, I'm not into animals. Sorry. No, people out there who are, shame on you. You're disgusting, filthy people. Y'all need to be euthanized. Zombie apocalypse, dude, that's necrophilia if you really think about it. Like that.
Yeah, it is.
That's pure. I mean, like I know that
that's
there's
like
still
the vampire fetish.
Yeah, that's necrophilia. Anybody who wants to fuck a vampire.
I don't care how sparkly the vampire.
You have to be a vampire yourself in order for it to be okay. But then again, would I want to be a zombie then? I wouldn't want to do anything. I just want to eat them. Not them, like other people, you know? Like, hear me out. Now I'm really thinking about this is bad. I'm really thinking about it now. You are right. This is a fucked up question. What if I let them bite me, get away, and before I know I'm turning, I go, in mid-turn, I'm in. See what I mean? This is terrible.
So the answer is yes, because you've just rationalized a way to make yourself okay with it.
I would become a zombie before I would do it. I would be becoming a zombie.
You rationalized it. That's a yes.
No, I don't think in real situation, probably not. Would I take a picture of them? Probably so, because I'm a fucking pervert. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't do that because there wouldn't be cameras to do such. Well, there might be cameras. What would be the likelihood of you having a camera in the apocalypse, though? Like, I think, dude, maybe we need to have an apocalypse. Like, fuck all this technology. Well, except for, like, gaming. I still want to game. I could play retro games.
True. Actually.
So would you? Would you have sex with an undead Jennifer Aniston or something?
Okay, yeah, you know me too well. 'Cause that's my one yes. Jennifer Aniston is like...
She's a very stunning woman.
I mean, my God, she's like 50 and...
Still looks like she's in her 30s? Yeah. Anyway, yes. So you would. So we're both fucked up.
Yeah, but I'm not rationalizing. It's Jennifer Aniston.
I was making it somewhat appropriate. You're over here just like, I'm going straight necrophilia. Fuck you, man. I was like, I have to be like becoming a zombie before I could actually do it.
I'm not like I would wrap it.
What the fuck do you?
Like,
no.
Let's be real. Like I would wrap it.
I guess it ain't all so bad. I mean, there's quite a few vampires out there. Like I would really want to get my hands on.
Salma Hayek,
huh?
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
My first ever set of vampire titties. It's probably why I have a weird thing for Hispanic girls. It's not a weird thing. I have a thing for Hispanic girls. No, it's not weird.
That movie taught all the boys our generation a lot.
Oh yeah,
I remember
belly dancing is amazing.
I remember my dad, like, he was like, I saw this and coming on HBO, and he's like, you want to watch it? And I was like,
that movie still creeps me out though.
I still love it.
I'll watch it and probably not. I'm not gonna lie, it does creep me out because like I'm already big like not okay with the spooks and vibes. Like it's not gonna lie. I like Halloween and everything, but a lot of that pagan stuff, dude, like it really does get under my skin. And something like I've had some questionable paranormal activity stuff. You're all about that.
Oh, for sure.
Like you love that shit.
I've
sitting
gone
here
ghost hunting.
No, I'm out.
It scared the shit out of me, and I still would do it again.
No, I don't like going to the cemetery in the broad daylight. I'm good. Let them rest in peace, man. What are you doing out there? Stop it. Like, no. But yes, that movie still creeps me out. Critters still creeps me out. Little balls of fuck you. No.
That movie was weird.
It's fucking creepy. Little ball mouth things like trying to eat you, bro, and like they shoot their quills at you. Like no, I'm out. Ugh.
It was like a Furby on bath salts.
Oh my god. That's pretty accurate representation of what a critter is. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger with my dad on long haul trucking, right? We were going through New Mexico, and like it's got those little dune things, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, somebody needs to call Earl. Somebody needs to get Bert out here. Like, we're about to have, like, I can see a screecher crawling out of that ground right there. Like, I'm telling you, he creeped me out.
God, what? Tremors.
Yes.
Dude,
You haven't thought about Tremors in a while, have you?
I haven't. You know, like one of the newest versions of it I watched.
They're so stupid. The new ones are so dumb.
I watched it on Netflix one time just because I said Jamie Kennedy was in it, and I'm like,
Yes.
it's got to be. Like,
I think it's the one where they're like in Australia or something.
I was like, this
or
has got to be
Africa.
awful. Not knocking Jamie Kennedy, like he had some roles I really loved,
He was like the comic relief.
like, but I just I don't know. It's
Yeah, I love Tremors, but like the first 3 I say were good. Maybe the first 4. Like after that, they just needed to stop, and they didn't stop. They kept becoming more and more elaborate, and the CGI became way worse, and they stopped using like actual animatronic puppets and stuff. And I'm out.
yeah, it's like Sharknado 45 or whatever.
There's
we're
how
on.
many?
I don't know. There's too
Oh.
damn many.
Dude. So I'm good. I think that's part why I don't like sharks, because sharks remind me of like they're water tremors. That's all they are. That makes so much sense now.
So I guess you haven't seen the new like Under Paris or whatever on
Hell
Netflix.
no. If it's something to do with sharks in the water, no, I'm good.
I haven't actually watched it, but it
Dude, I
claimed to be like one of the best shark movies since Jaws.
no, I don't. I don't do sharks, man. I don't do snakes. I don't do sharks. I don't do that.
So how about
Can't.
the Meg? You like Jurassic Park and stuff.
No, because I still believe the Meg exists. Like it maybe not be like a really big megalodon, but it's probably bigger than our normal sharks down there somewhere. Dude, I'm out. I don't like I like the ocean. It's pretty and all. I'll be on top of it for a very short time frame. Even then, I'm gonna be really paranoid because, dude, we know more about space than we do our own ocean.
Well, like NASA used to explore the ocean, and then they stopped.
Can't imagine why.
Like that's what my thing has always been. Like, whoa, what did they find that now
makes
they're
you-
like, we got to get the fuck off this rock?
Yeah, and you wonder like, oh, you don't like the water? No, I don't like the goddamn water.
I still like cruises. Like,
I want to go on one. I still want to do that, but like according to what you've told me, you can barely feel like you're even on the ocean. So I'm like, I can get away with that. I'll be all right. Yeah. All right,
I will
all right.
tell you, man, do not drink going into the headwinds though, because
You smell
so,
fish.
No, but
There's a lot of cooter.
on
Gotcha. Sorry.
as long as it's live cooter, it's fine.
Ugh. You're like, yeah, I'll go straight up full necrophilia for Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, I'm like, I have to be like becoming dead. We're not letting this get away. Like,
It's Rachel.
I don't care.
I just hope amongst her growls she says Ross, calls me Ross.
That's terrible. That is, no,
Oh, Ross.
no, that's terrible. No, this is horrible. We need to change topic. Change topic. On to the next zombie thing. I would probably try to see, like, I could totally see, like, the whole Bill Murray thing, though.
Just acting like a zombie.
Just people acting like zombies. That would definitely be a thing. Yeah. Oh, back to the shark thing. I'm actually afraid of, like, most lakes and rivers now, too. You want to know why? Bull sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Bull sharks. Think about what does bull sharks sound really close to?
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I see a fin out there in that lake. Bullshit. Nope. Dude, I can't do, like, I'll go out in the lake and everything, and I know it's a little few and far between. Been very few bull sharks found, in not entirely impossible, but they have been found. I don't know about in our area, but I'm like, is that body of water connected to anything out in the ocean? Because if so, no.
So hear me out. Zombie apocalypse. Say
Zombie shark,
This-
why would you do this to me?
I'm doing this to you. So like, America is completely riddled with zombies, but there is a South American nation that
Are you about to Waterworld this?
they are completely zombie free and they're willing to take settlers.
Uh-huh.
So here's you have to get on the ocean, but the zombies have affected the ocean life.
Hell no.
So you're gonna have zombie sharks, zombie killer whales,
Bro, why?
the zombie squid.
Why?
Like you imagine like a giant squid coming up like all
You're
flesh-eating
fucked.
and
There's no like the shark you can maybe fend off, but a zombie squid, That ain't happening. Have you heard of the Kraken? And now zombify him. What's wrong with you? New fear unlocked. Dude, no.
I'm going to get to work tomorrow and you're going to be like, man, fuck you. I had a dream about zombie sharks.
Oh my God. It's not cool, bro. Not cool. I really think, like, I would agree with you on a lot of these topics, so to speak. It's the one topic, but like I would definitely, I wouldn't do the whole zombie necrophilia unless, like I said, I was already bitten and I knew I was turning.
You were saying yes with extra steps.
No, I'm saying I'm dead as well. Fuck it. We're doing something. Fuck it. That's what's happening. But like, no, I wouldn't do it. Like, I have stuff. No, I'm good. You were on the handle like, shit, I found some condoms. Come here, girl.
But I have the one instance.
Oh,
the one person.
So say you go on. We need it. No, I'm not gonna go back down that road. We're staying off that road. We get off the road. We're going down going down a different path. That road needs to be blocked off and barricaded and put away. Now, but I do still think people
officially offended the Yeti.
Dude, it's not offended. It's just a little creeped out. That it's like you're like, I have the one, and I have thought about it. I've just thought about it now. Anyway, can't do it, man. I'm out. I don't care if it's Rachel. I don't care if it's fucking Laura Croft. I'm all right. Nope.
And see there again, I know how you feel about Tomb Raider. So
yeah, that's Angelina Jolie and like the original Tomb Raider. Oh my God. The only thing that made that better, she had square titties. Whew. Give me them pyramid titties. I'd be happy. What?
Just having flashbacks to like
Tomb Raider on PlayStation,
playing that shit and like games like that back in the day. You're like, oh my God, it looks so real.
Hey,
and you plug it into your TV now, and you're like, oh, looks like fucking Minecraft.
Why is it so grainy?
Like I tried to play Grand Theft Auto Vice City on PS2 several years ago, and like I hooked it up to my big screen. I'm on there. I'm like,
it feels different, dude. It's just
I don't remember this game looking like shit.
Yeah, but it does. But it so does. Which, speaking of that, I hear that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be Vice City. I don't know how much that is true. Don't quote me on that. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's a thing. But I heard that Vice City will be in Grand Theft Auto 6. Now that's like I said, that's through the grapevine. That alone makes me want to play it because Grand Theft Auto Vice City, my personal opinion, the best.
Oh, for
GTA. Sure. I don't care. Like, no, none of them. None before, none after were as good as that one. That's just me, though.
No, I'm with you on that. So, talking about games and zombie apocalypses. Hear me out. You know, there's been tons of like zombie games or whatever.
I don't like them. They're stupid.
But,
most of them.
So, hear me out. There's like the idea of like an open world zombie game where like you get online, like you and your friends build like your tribe or whatever. You build your camp up. It'd almost be kind of like Ark Online, just with like
they have some of those games. One's called 7 Days to Die, and the other one's called Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid is a PC game. If you want to be all about PC gaming, look it up. It is a very in-depth game, and I'm sorry, my cousin, if you're listening to this, that gaming PC currently has it. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I'm pointing at my gaming PC I never turn on, and I'm a terrible cousin because my cousin was gracious enough to send me a gaming PC he built from spare parts and stuff he got, and I feel terrible. I should definitely get on my gaming PC and give it a run for its money, but I haven't because shortly before he got me that gaming PC, I bought an Xbox Series X. So they're one and the same. This is going to cause a debate if people actually are listening, which I hope you guys are. There are multiple games out there like that. 7 Days to Die is very similar to Ark. You start out with nothing, and you got to build up your little encampment, whatever. But the thing is you don't make an actual, like, try. I mean, you can with, like, other players and whatnot.
Yeah.
But every 7 days, there's a horde of zombies that come to wipe out your camp and you. And the whole gist of it is to survive as long as you can. Every 7 days, the horde gets bigger, more aggressive, more different types, so on and so forth.
So it's like you play Call of Duty Zombies, and like each time you level up, like it gets crazier and crazier.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's just a little bit more survival-esque style, like Ark Survival and whatnot. Speaking of that, what if, I recently shared this on the Facebooks, what if like the zombie apocalypse does happen, and like that's like how we get notified? It's like the Call of Duty thing. Like we hear the sirens and stuff going on, and it's like every night those sirens go off. And it's like, oh, here comes round 2. Let's go. That would be kind of cool, though, if you think about it. So,
everyone around here would just like hear the alarms and like immediately like strap up.
So that's like the I Am Legend zombie stuff, because I Am Legend, the zombies couldn't go out during the day.
Yeah.
They were nighttime usually only.
Yeah.
So like that's the kind of zombie thing I think I'm the most terrified about, is still being somewhat conscious of what's happening. Because another crazy, and then again, hold on, let me finish this first. Brain fart first. The I Am Legend zombies, dude, are actually really scary, because all they are amplified humans, technically, with whatever virus or whatever that makes them like just like they're crazy, yes, but they're not void of intelligence. I mean, like most of them are. Like in the movie, like you saw that one like alpha guy, right? Had intelligence.
Yeah.
So that's what's crazy. And the same thing with Army of Dead on Netflix. You had the one zombie that like knew what the fuck was up, and he was fucking like he was all for your necrophilia stuff. Like your zombie on zombie action. Like he was all about it. Tina Belcher would love it from fucking Bob's Burgers, dude.
Well,
that
like,
kind of stuff is what's actually terrifying.
The way creatures work, I mean, if there were hordes of zombies, like there would eventually be the alpha, the pack leader or whatever.
But that's what I was saying earlier about the whole evolution. Do you think they would like evolve and start having sentience again?
Maybe not directly in the sense of like they would kind of, I don't know, like maybe in a way.
I mean, like a primitive sentience of like, like they're walking around everything, and they have their like some part of themselves is like, I want to breed. Not like, it's not like a conscious thing of like how you and I are right now, but it's like that primitive thing of like, it's that time of I need to do this. It's like them eating, you know, like they're continuously eating, continuously moving, trying to find food, but now like they have an extra thing that comes into play. Does that make sense?
I feel like, so if, say, zombie apocalypse happens, humanity got wiped out. So then, of course, the zombies are roaming free in the world. I think they would eventually be like that, because it's
like evolution is just like starting over kind of again.
Yeah.
Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Kind of, yeah.
That would be kind of crazy. Like I don't know. Like that's, obviously I wouldn't want that, because I want to stay me and be human and whatever have you, but like that's creepy to think about too. Anyway, back to my other brain fart I had during the I Am Legend thing. I know you're not a big fan of it, but like there's quite a few other video games out there that have other types of zombies. So like Halo has the Flood, which is a parasitic type entity that like is very invasive and completely body dysmorphia you. All for the sole purpose of like, dude, the Flood gets very like gruesome and shit, and sometimes when they go to infect their host is still conscious and can feel their body like changing and shit. It's terrifying to think about that. One of the books that I actually have is the Halo book, The Flood. Like, there's a couple of chapters where you read what happens in the game to Private Jenkins. He literally gets infected, but he has some control still. Meaning, like, when his infected self is trying to kill his comrades, he's trying to stop them. Like by stop them, I mean he's trying to stop himself, stop the parasite from trying to kill his friends. And he's completely conscious of like his body, bones breaking and stuff. Like he feels it and he knows what's happening.
So that's almost kind of like, when you see people talk about like possessions or whatever,
Yes.
and like it's like they're in the passenger seat of their own body, basically.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that not what also dementia is?
In a way, yeah.
Because how many times have we had those dementia training where like the lady comes in or the guy comes in and he's like, they still know who they are and they can see what's going on, but they just can't verbalize it. They can feel stuff and everything, but they can't respond to it. You're literally trapped in your own brain then. You're trapped in your own personal hell. Right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, your whole dementia thing, you could be on to something.
Dude, I don't mean
all
this.
of us healthcare workers are fucked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're fodder at this point. This continue anyway. If you really think about it, though, man, like on this little topic I just transitioned to, and I'm sorry, I'll end my thing here. Is dementia and Alzheimer's, man? Like those people. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. I think there needs to be a humane way, a more logical way, which we've talked about this before in our own private little talks. Not those kind of private talks. We don't have those kind of private talks. I want to clarify that. I know I made a comment earlier about turkey basting me. No. Anyway.
You're just making it worse.
Well, I know. That's what our listeners like. Anyway. Anyway. There has to be some way to put them out of their misery. And I'm saying like euthanize a person, yes, or whatever have you. That's exactly what I'm saying. Find a way to make it painless or whatever have you. It's no different than pulling the plug on some. It's just because like you have a vegetable, right? Your dad, your brother, your mom, your sister, whoever, right? Your loved one is sitting there in the bed, comatose or whatever. They still have brain activity, but they're like the lights are on, but like nobody's home type thing. Why? That's just a shell. Like, how many times have we heard somebody come? The other day, dude comes in to see his wife, and he's like, "I don't know who that is. That's my wife, but that's not my wife, dude." So now you're putting yourself through hell, watching them go into their own mind hell, their own purgatory, so to speak, bro. And you're gonna sit there and let them suffer, dude. That's not cool.
So I disagree with the euthanization thing, but
again, like I said, I'm gonna catch flack for that. But it's the same line as, like I said, pulling the plug from a vegetable, bro.
There is still like more humane ways to go about it. Like,
yes,
I mean,
I'm sure there is.
I feel like when you're at end stage dementia, you should be a candidate for hospice, and that way, anytime you are
even show
out,
signs of pain or anything like that, yes, I
you
get what you're going with this already.
all those like hospice meds, like they will not only like obviously help them rest, but it slows down what's going on up in their brain.
Yeah, dude,
and
like,
at least puts them at a state of peace.
Like I said, I know I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for what I said, and that's fine. I'm ready to bear the brunt of that lightning rod, so to speak. But dude, like, you can't sit there and tell me that that's not purgatory for you, that you're not living in some kind of a hell. Where like it's the same thing. People who have like they're in comas and they like have an out of body experience. Like they can see themselves like laying there. You're in purgatory. You're in hell, my guy. Think about that real quick. That is honestly one of the most terrifying things on the planet, I think.
See, I don't know. Like
it is a controversial subject. It's our first one I think we're having on the episode or our show. My bad, I can't English. But dude,
well, like
that's.
I agree with the point behind it. I just the euthanization thing.
That's just like a general summary. I'm not saying like fucking euthanize them all. No, I'm saying like find a way to make it painless, to make it like they go to sleep and they stay asleep. That's what I'm referring to.
Well, like that's why I'm an advocate for dementia patients being on hospice because
they need to be. And people who don't, like, do you really understand what you're putting your fucking loved one through?
Like, look, let mama have her good drugs.
Yeah.
Let her lay in that bed, be happy, and just
Because I would want that, dude. Like, it's kind of like I said, the whole zombie thing. If you saw me that way, find some way to put me out of my misery. Because that's all it is. How many times do we see it with our patients, man?
Yeah, I mean, we see it all the time.
Like, they have their moments, yes. Those moments are very fleeting and very few and far between. And they're getting worse.
No, for sure. Like, it just, I get it. It's a part of the aging process. And I know hell, we have trouble putting our dog down.
Yes. And I
understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it's but like, it's the whole like zombie thing though, man. Like, that's what brought this into my brain is like, you're sitting there zombified. We're gonna say you're zombified, right? You're seeing yourself like hit your loved ones. You're seeing yourself like talk nonsense to them. You know you're not you. You are literally the definition of a zombie. It's a shell. The lights are on, but you're not home, man. That's all I'm getting at.
No, I get that.
Like that, no.
I disagree with the method, but I understand what you're getting at.
The method, like, that was just, like I said, a generalization. I couldn't find a better word to use for it, but, like, find a humane way to have grandma and grandpa go to sleep. That doesn't make it better, I know. I'm just... Anyway.
It's still kind of the same thing, but...
Yes, it is.
And, I mean, even the medication route through hospice and all that is still...
You're still drugging them up. Like, you're still hopping them up on morphine and stuff. I mean, that's what hospice is you make them so high that they don't feel anything or know anything and then just go away. That's all hospice is, really. You know that.
Yeah. But I feel like, say, doing the medication route, like, you kind of slowly, like, run it and, like, taper it off.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. There has to be... There's more than likely something out there that can help with it. And pharma's like, nah.
Oh, yeah.
We want more money. Nah.
That's what's wrong with the medical field, which this is a whole another topic for another day, but it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, big pharma. Like...
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of things wrong with the world.
Hey, man, I come up with a formula for a recipe for something that will cure, all kinds of cancers and ailments.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, my God, yes, we're going to give you $1 billion for that patent.
And, yeah, they don't do anything until there's other competitors doing the exact same thing.
And what they'll do is they'll buy it where they own the patent for it, and then they just lock it away in a vault.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure. Like 100% sure there's a cure for cancer, but it's only reserved for the elite. Like,
years ago I Googled it. There is actually supposedly like a chemical, like, compound or whatever, like the C2H3 whatever.
Yeah.
That is supposedly like a cure for cancer.
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's like 10 years ago, but somebody had told me that. I was like, do what? Because, I mean, obviously, like, you hear there's a cure for cancer, like, you want to know about it just in case.
Yeah, and that's again, like, I don't know a hell of a lot. Like, I'm just me speculating here, me being just some random dude here, just don't really know much. I don't know fine details, so, like, don't come kill me. But, like, you can't tell me I'm wrong. Like, I obviously don't know the finer details, and I want to keep it that way because that kind of keeps me from being in the ground myself. But, like, dude, like, if you don't believe that they have the solution for that crap already, you're sorely mistaken. And this is why I don't like voting on politics and stuff, because it's all rigged in my opinion. Again, topic for another time. But, like, a little bit background to the zombie thing, like, if that was to happen, they would come up with, like, there was another game, Dead Rising. They made a cure, quotation marks, cure.
For the elites.
It was for anybody who could afford it, yes. And it was a virus suppressant. Like, if you got bit, you could take this injection, Well, I don't remember what it was called. It was like some kind of zom drug. I'm gonna call it zom drug. I don't remember what it was in the game, but like the dude, like the main protagonist you played as, his sole goal was trying to get money or trying to find more of that shit to keep his daughter. His daughter. Loved that Dead Rising because that made sense.
Well, so a lot of things like that involve apocalyptic deals, like if you look at it anyway, there's always like the elites have a way out.
Oh, of course
It's not
they
always
do.
effective. Like, give you an example, the movie Don't Look Up. If you haven't watched it, you really should.
What's it about?
So there's like this asteroid coming, or it's like an asteroid or whatever. Anyways, it's going to hit the Earth and basically
Repeat of the dinosaurs.
more like destroy the planet.
Oh, so like worse.
And they come up with their first people. They're protesting that anyways, all this crazy shit, conflict throughout the movie, and it ends with like, you see it coming into the atmosphere or whatever, and they're all like the main cast is like they're having one last family dinner together.
Yeah.
Super depressing because like you see like the house start to shake as everything's going bad, but all the elites like the president and stuff like that, and this guy that is kind of like their weird hybrid of like Jeff Bezos and
Super intelligent kind of guy.
trying to think, SpaceX.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, it's gonna bother me now. But anyways, like he has this little like AI machine that
Elon
like,
Musk.
yes,
Is that what you're thinking of?
yes.
Okay.
But he has this little like AI machine that can predict how people die, and like the president's this woman, and anyways, it says some random creature, and she's like, okay, I'm sure that works. Well, so the destruction of the planet happens, but as this is happening, all of the elites wound up on these like space shuttles in hyperbaric chambers, and it shows them waking up as they land on a planet that has sustainable air, several 100,000 years later, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they land on there, and it ends with like there's these creatures walk up, and the lady president, she goes over there to like pet the creature, and it mauls her to death. And they were like, "What is that?" And he goes, "Apparently, it's one of these." But that messed up ending aside, like the elites had a plan.
Yeah.
One of the saddest scenes of the movie, oddly enough, Jonah Hill plays her son, and he plays a super douchebag prick of a president's kid. And he plays a totally like hateable character. But when they all like realize it's going bad and they're all going off to the pods or whatever, he's like sitting there, Mom, she's coming back for me, I'm sure. And it's like you see a grown man like at the point of like a little boy, like, yeah, Mom's coming back, right? Mom's coming back.
She fucking left him?
Yeah. Straight up,
Dude.
said, fuck this bitch, got in her little spaceship and bailed on her kid.
Oh, she got karma then.
And, but that's all like when an apocalypse happens, that's what's going to happen with our elite. I mean, and the sad thing is they'll bail on their families too.
So what is it? Was it
like-
2012 or 2012? What the hell did I just say? In 2012, that movie.
Yeah.
Wasn't there also a very similar thing with like arcs or whatever that like the elite had to get off planet or something or whatever have you? Right.
Yeah,
I don't remember that movie very well. I watched it when I was young.
I want to say that was the one with like they had like the arcs, like these just giant like steel like ships or whatever.
Yeah. Like they had like those arc type things and like a lot of just shit ton of rich people and everything. I was like, dude, that's so
like
dumb.
all these people like sitting there begging to get like I don't know
Yeah.
how you could.
It's I can understand the whole like Noah's Ark thing. Like build something to protect what needs to be protected to start over again. But like the fact that you're just being pure greed, bro.
Well, like the difference in that stuff and like Noah's Ark, like Noah had specific instructions from God on
Yeah.
what to do,
I get that, but that's what I'm
who to
saying. Is
save,
like,
all that.
why would you not want to save the people who can like be of use to you? I mean, they probably were. I don't really remember the movie, but like, that's what's gonna happen. Like,
I mean, it's like, with the zombie apocalypse or whatever, and you're set up your camps. Like, obviously, your friends that have certain skills, you're going to want them in your camp, I remember, so years ago when I used to do youth ministry at a church, we had this girl that was a, like, state qualifying sharpshooter, barrel racer, the works, like, the little, like, 14, 15-year-old, like, Annie Oakley, like horseback rider, great with a gun. And I remember jokingly telling my ex-wife, when the apocalypse happens, I want her on our team. She's like, why? I said, because, when the cars go bad, we need people that can ride horses.
so she can teach you.
Yeah, because my fat self has a little trouble getting up on a horse. Like, I got to have a step ladder next to it.
Yeah.
Look like a short girl getting into a jacked up truck.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Pardon the noise in the background. It has been bad lately, dude. Like, the traffic has been bad.
But
Yeah, it's give me a lot to think about. Like, maybe I did some of the same.
yeah, I mean, the whole, like,
How to take care of the dead.
yeah, like, that's something most people don't think about.
Yeah, it's talked about in that World War Z book, and then like, dude, it just made me think about it and everything. I was like, how? Like, there's, for instance, like, you're on that line and like you're mowing them down. The bodies are just piling up. Your bullets become ineffective now, because now they're hopping up over. Like, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot to think about, because like every situation is just south. There's no going north. There's no going even west. Like, you're just south. It just depends on when you get there. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's
Creepy stuff to think about. Like,
it. Definitely, like, I don't know, like,
makes you go, yeah.
it's almost breaking my train of thought, because I'm like, what the fuck would I do? Like,
Because there's nothing you could do. All you could do is try to survive for as long as possible. Which, at that point, would you even want to? Because like you end up by yourself. Hopefully not, but like, hypothetically, like, that's why probably what would happen is, you would, if you were managed to survive, you'd be by yourself. And guess what happens when you're by yourself with the fucking dead? You go insane.
you look for Jennifer Aniston.
Oh my god. We're not going back down that topic. No siree.
This has been, like, honestly, like, this, I don't even know, like, this topic is far from over. I just,
Oh yeah.
there's
but
so much to think about. Like, we're gonna have to
It
do
can go
a
on
zombies
forever.
part, like, 2 and 3, because
I am completely up for
we
it.
can probably do it for, like, however many, like, Call of Duty zombie games there are.
So like 12. Like, I foresee a part 2 of this coming.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, it gives you a lot to think about, man, and like, more than just Jennifer Aniston, but like you have like I said, how are you going to take care of them? How would you take care of yourself? How would you take care of the ones around you? Like, you can say like all this hypothetical, like, oh, I would do this, I would do that. No, man, like, realistically speaking, I would try to get to the nearest historical museum. Think about it. Plate armor, bro, that would have to come back. Like, that, realistically speaking, more, again, primitive stuff would become very viable.
Plate armor,
Chainmail, stuff that would stop them from biting you. I mean, you would still feel something, but you wouldn't be infected. And on top of that, you would be, I think,
rather get a bruise than a zombie bite, man.
Yes. Like, I'm telling you, man, I'm thinking like speaking of medieval stuff, this brought to my attention. I don't know if it's coming out still or not, but there is a medieval game, like Chivalry or whatever, where like you play as a knight or whatever have you, and there's a zombie apocalypse happening in medieval times. And you as a knight have to find a fucking cure to help save your kingdom.
That's
Sounds intriguing as shit. Like, dude, if and when it comes out, I'm gonna be all over it. I don't remember what the game is called, but dude, the concept of it is amazing. Really amazing. Like your basic villagers are all infected and stuff, and you're wearing this knight suit or partial parts of the knight armor, you know, and like you have a crossbow and sword. Like your horse is gone because it gets mauled. That always happens to horses. Poor horses. Don't ride horses in the zombie apocalypse. Your dumb decisions will get them killed. God.
Or make your horse a suit of armor.
Yeah, that still wouldn't work. Like the horse loses its ability to be agile then. Yeah.
I'm trying to be creative here, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to think realistically here. So,
well, we're talking about the zombie apocalypse, like.
And in the zombie apocalypse, these are some realistic things.
Maybe.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. That needed to come out. Sound like somebody's liking for zombie Aniston over here. God. Anyway.
Yeah. This has been a really fun topic. I actually, so we've been recording this episode for a minute, so I'm probably,
yeah.
I think we might actually break it up into a two-parter.
It depends on how long it is, yeah.
But, probably breaking up to a little bit of a two-parter, but, anyways, thank everyone for listening to, episode 6 and
yep, episode 6, and
if it gets broke up into a two-parter, episode 7 as well.
You had to put on there Zombies Continued, something like that. Figure it out. We'll figure a title out.
But thank y'all for listening. This has been fun. You know what? If you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that, post on our wall or something. I'll post on there and kind of do a poll or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say do a poll.
What would you do in the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah, what would you do? What would be some ideas that you could probably pass on? Do you have a Jennifer Aniston? Don't answer that. That's a joke. Don't
answer that on Facebook. You will get banned.
Don't answer that. I was just making a joke.
But so. What would you do? Would you fight to survive, or
could you put down your friend or your family,
or would you be the type that just go ahead and run me to the horde and let me not get through this? I don't want to be.
Would you unalive yourself?
Cast,
yeah. Would you want to unalive yourself? Is what I think a lot of people probably would opt for that. To be honest,
probably. I mean, it's a sad truth. Especially we live in a society where we don't fight to survive anymore.
Nope. So some people are probably well, I will say, if I did get bit, I would do what I could to stop what was coming after the loved ones. This is what I will say before I go. And then I would honestly, if I managed to not be completely consumed by them, I would unalive myself to continue to further protect my loved ones.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I was bit or whatever, I would do that just to...
Because... I wouldn't put them through that.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't want to do that to a loved one, so I would not expect a loved one to do it for me.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
It's like putting Old Yeller down, but some...
But you're Old Yeller.
Yeah. Except for I'm not yellow. I'd be bloody and dying, and we should probably end the episode now, because I'm losing train of thought. No, this was a really fun episode. I hope we can continue this on part 2, maybe.
Oh, for sure. Anyways, so follow us on Facebook at Squatch and Yeti Show, Instagram at The Squatch and Yeti. Hit us up on Spotify, Amazon Music.
Yep. Yeah, we got quite a few different platforms for y'all.
Most of your basic podcasting stuff we're on. Spotify and Amazon's kind of our main things. So thank all y'all for listening, and tune in next time.